Radiant team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another of the AWC series, the Amateur Cup Series 2 for September. I am your caster, Miggy Kai, bringing to you this event. Will be on and off over the event, particularly today. Today's casting will be a bit sporadic. There will be some matches cast, there will be some matches not cast, but I will be here for the final, which is tomorrow night. Can expect to see me casting up a storm in the final match. Anyway, jumping into the match now, as it is already underway, as you can hear and see for yourselves. Asian Grocers versus Team MOOX. AG, of course, a rather large player base. Some people may be familiar from some of my other casts. AG have a number of teams. And I believe they all have similar names along the name of AG, not necessarily Asian Grocers specifically. But in any case, into the actual draft, you can see there that the Dire team, they had banned out IO and the Lifestealer, and going for some very standard bans there, particularly in the form of Lifestealer because of his great strength in their tri-lane. Meanwhile, AG, they're also going for a very straight up ban there, right off the cuff, is Batrider, and of course, Alchemist being banned up for his hard carry potential. Meanwhile, they go straight into the Timbersaw pickup. First drop on the table. Timbersaw most likely going to be in that mid lane. And we saw in the Amateur Cup Series 1 last month in August that we did see Timbersaw being played all the way through some of the pull brackets in that mid lane. And in some of the combinations, he proved to be a very difficult cookie to crack, particularly with that reactive armor. Lots of staying power. And Chakra for their team fight, as well as their capability with that Timber Chain, is able to really sort of get around and disrupt the enemy's position with his ult, with his chain, and it's very hard to focus down. We saw in some of those matches the rotations coming in to try and get him in mid lane, and of course he was able to survive due to high levels in reactive armor. Meanwhile, the Dire team, they go for a wow. I've got to say, wow a little bit. They've gone for Rubik in the first slot. First pickup, Rubik. And now this is an unusual pickup here, is the first drop is Rubik. So, you know, they've got the first two. You sometimes see him in the second slot there. But this tells me they're looking to restrict the enemy's choice and team fight capabilities. Now they have Rubik on the table. Asian Grocers have to be very careful about what heroes they want to pick up. And otherwise they could face the ults they're planning to use against themselves. Although they do pick up their Nature's Prophet now sort of back in the prime light in terms of one of the premium heroes we see being picked up for that offlane slot. So we should see some good plays here, and hopefully he's going to go for that early ganking build that we like to see. Great to cast. Asian Grocers now going into the second set, second pick up there of Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight without Wisp, I don't know whether or not this is a smart, solid move. This match is best of one, so they have to win many wins as they could possibly get. And we are starting a little late just to brief those guys watching on this online. Sorry for the late start. But in any case, what do I think about Chaos Knight? I'm not sure. Chaos Knight is an unusual pickup without the Wisp. He does have a lot of potential. You can still put in a number of other heroes, and he does combo well with a number of other heroes. So, you know, he's very difficult to deal with. He has that late game capability with his illusions. Chuck a Manta on top of that, Manta Stone on top of that, and you've got, you've got this huge army that's hard to deal with. So, not a bad choice in any case. No heroes are poor heroes. Well, there's very few heroes that are poor heroes, I should say. And now into the second set of banning. Spirit Breaker, Darkseer being banned out by Team MOOX. Asian Grocers going for that very, very good ban. Standard ban. I don't want to say it's a standard ban, but that's a very good ban there. Visage went all the way through to the second bracket. It's been banned out along with Queen of Pain because they want to give Timbersaw as much flexibility in that mid position as possible. Meanwhile, Jinkiro being picked up by Team MOOX. Jinkiro, of course, along with Visage and Shadow Demon in that top 3 position for support tri-lane heroes. Always going to see one of those in the match, or you're going to see those 3 being exclusively banned out because those heroes offer so much to their tri-lane. And at this stage, MOOX is probably going to have Rubik Jinkiro with another carry into their tri-lane. They just profit in the long lane, and they've still got some room and flexibility at this stage to determine what they're going to be in the mid lane. Although I'm not sure what they're going to pick up, given it's going to be going up against a Timbersaw. AG going for Dazzle. This is going to be a Dazzle Chaos Knight combo. Dazzle, of course, capable of carrying on his own with the right builds. You don't see a lot of it. And of course, he's got such staying and pushing power with Shallow Grave, with that Shadow Wave heal, and of course that annoying poison just on top of that. But his ult is what I like to see. Early ults indicate great aggressive plays. It gives your heroes a lot of armor and a lot of staying power. Also, acts of course like a mini AC, reducing the enemy's armor, and then just enabling you to just take the team fight to them just even more. But again, we have to be careful. Rubik is in the mix. So with these great AoE team fight type capabilities, you've got to be careful that you're not giving it up to the other enemy team. And enabling them to obviously capitalize on the fact that you've also got ults that they could use. But I guess that comes into placement, player skill, and we'll see whether or not we see any big plays like that. Into the last minute and a half of the actual draft time. Actually, most of the pickups not really going into much reserve time at all. This is actually the first time MOOX taking their time to decide what their fourth slot will be. Bit of debate probably going on as to whether or not it should be a mid slot, and it is a mid slot in the form of DK. So DK going up against Timbersaw, possibly. I'd like to say that would be a good matchup for Timbersaw, and not such a great matchup for Dragon Knight. Although that early levels in Flame Breath means that he can push Timbersaw out of lane, but it's when you get to that mid phase, Dragon Knight's going to be into a lot of trouble. He's not going to really be able to capitalize on a stun and follow up with a kill by himself. He's going to need heavy rotation to shut down that Timbersaw. So whether or not Dragon Knight's in the mid lane, or whether or not he goes into that tri lane, I'm not a fan of Dragon Knight tri lane. And OD is picked up. OD is picked up. This is big play here. OD for the off lane, or potentially center with Timbersaw in the off lane. So now Team MOOX in a bit of a dangerous position. They've already picked up this Dragon Knight, and if he's not going mid, they're going to be on the back foot in terms of their meta game. They are probably going to take a long time to consider what their last slot will be. But you could see there that immediately AG, they wanted that OD, or they wanted to deny that OD straight off the bat, and mixing it up now. Timbersaw OD in the same team. Haven't seen that before, but likely Timbersaw long lane, OD mid with Dazzle and Chaos Knight into the tri lane. Then you just need one more support. So MOOX will be looking to ban out a support here. Meanwhile, Team MOOX, they've got Rubik and Jinkira into a tri lane with somebody. Nature's Prophet probably in the long lane with DK mid.
Radiant team ban.
Or they'll have to put DK in. They have to think of something very quickly, because they need to put DK into the tri lane and put somebody who can go up against Outward Devourer in the mid lane. And I think if they wanted to go safe bet, their only option here is to potentially pick up that Kunkka.
10 seconds remaining.
Kunkka, of course, does well against both Timbersaw and Outward Devourer in that mid lane. Doesn't need a mana pull. Passive splash from Tidebringer means that he is going to push down the mid. He is going to be very threatening. And that means that DK was going to be the sub-optimal choice, so as in a non-optimal choice to go to the tri lane. But that's probably the safest location for him to go. Hopefully they don't put him in the mid lane, otherwise this will spell end for Team MOOX's chance against AG, just on paper, I guess. AG not realizing that TA, good ban there from TA. Both teams banning out the actual choice selection. MOOX banning out their Leshrac for the support position, because we know AG wants the last support, and the same. AG know that MOOX need another carry to potentially go in the mid lane, and so they've just gone, right, we like this DK matchup, let's remove any other possibility for that mid lane. And they feel that TA is that hero. But again, like I said, Kunkka is still in the mix, and Kunkka is a great mid hero against Outworld Devourer and Timbersaw. So whether or not they pick up Kunkka for that mid lane was yet to be seen. But that's where I'd put him, because it's going to give you that at least a chance on paper to push through. Quick shout out there to the guys on the stream. How's it going? There is no Avril this afternoon. He's currently working. He will join me for tomorrow's grand final of the Amateur Cup Series 2. For September Series, I should say. And of course, this is the Group A bracket. Asian Grocers versus Team MOOX. And Tidebringer Anti-Mage being picked up. Wow, I'm not really sure where Anti-Mage is going to go. How are they going to do this? Team MOOX, on paper, Gonna say, Team MOOX, I don't know if you have it. You do have a lot of potential though. That anti-mage and that Nature's Prophet really going to bring you to the late game, but you need to be able to survive till that phase. And let's have a quick look at the early game items to indicate what we're going to see in terms of playstyle.
Prepare for battle.
Team MOOX immediately picking up just the standard Sentry and Observer wards onto the Rubik. No dust at this point, so not going to indicate early rotation at all. Meanwhile, you can see AG picking up some staying items in terms of those early stout shields. No Sentry wards at this stage, although Tidehunter yet to buy his items. He could get that smoke for a great rotation potential with him, and Dazzle being able to provide some slowing effect for ganking purposes. Though with this team makeup, I'm not actually expecting to see this. And again, AG also going for Sentry wards and Observer wards, so both teams going to go for early aggressive warding and de-warding, hopefully. There's no invis as far as I can tell in either team, so those wards are purely for tactical
30
purposes.
seconds to battle.
Lanes are going to be as such. Timbus, Tidehunter with Dazzle in the bottom lane, with being supporting Chaos Knight. Mid is going to be OD with Timbersaw in the top lane. So that was a very standard call out. But what do we got here in the bottom lane? We got Rubik with Nature's? No, Rubik is rotating. So Nature's in the bottom lane. In the mid lane is going to be Dragon Knight, and that's going to be a terrible matchup for Team MOOX. They are going to be on the back foot. They are going to lose that lane. I've not seen a lane where DK beats OD, but hey, that could be just from the matches that I've watched. In any case, the tri lane does consist of Rubik and Ninkero. They're supporting anti-mage, and of course this anti-mage is going to be the key to their late game, as well as this Nature's. Those two heroes together are going to provide the late game pushing power that this team needs, as opposed to the other team, the Duradian team. They've got DK in that mid lane, that mid phase, and OD for that late game. But of course BKBs are going to shut down OD. So if Team MOOX can get to that late game phase, can get adequate farm onto anti-mage, they will have that formula is the formula they need to follow if they want to have a good success in this game. They have, you know, they don't have a bad draft, but I do think that Agent Gross's draft looking slightly stronger given this mid lane scenario. And let's have a quick look at last hitting. OD on 3, DK sitting on 1. And I think this is going to be sort of a foresight as into how this lane's going to go. You're going to see DK being driven out of lane just with Astral Imprisonment. It's already got 2 debuffs on him already. It's going to have no mana after the next Astral Imprisonment, which is going to come in 1 second. Here we go. Astral Imprisonment, no. But it will come shortly. And that's going to keep DK out of the lane. We did see in the jungle here, there was a bit of what do you call it? Warding and de-warding. Trees being used to potentially block pulls. Nice use of trees there. That will block it. That will block, and he uses the trees to block at the camp. Great way of denying the stacking here. And he's just sort of going to be right-clicking and picking up last hits where he can. He's got 0 at this stage, but that XP is going to flow. So I like the use of those trees there. Meanwhile in the mid lane, DK struggling quite substantially. He's picked up 3 versus the OD's 10. The bottom lane, Chaos Knight having 12 last hits, or I should say, look at the net with Chaos Knight looking on 1200 versus Nature's Prophet sitting on a measly 890. So he's not too far behind. He hasn't got many last hits, and as soon as that DK gets in, as soon as that Nature's Prophet gets a few last hits, he'll start catching up. Yeah, and this top lane, anti-mage being left alone. He's not going to get. His net worth is not so great at this stage. He's only picked up 7 last hits. But with Jinkiro there and Rubik close by, they're going to be able to stack and pull with comfort and ease. They're going to be left for free farm. So this anti-mage is going to work out. but it's going to be at the sacrifice of this mid lane. And this Radiant team, they need to start being aggressive, I think. They need to capitalize on the fact that they've got this early laning phase already under control.
It was never yours.
You can see that DK's got no mana for anything now, having already only been imprisoned twice. Yeah, relying heavily on those bottle crows. If he gets imprisoned too many times, though, he won't be. That bottle won't equate to jack. Meanwhile, the camp's still being blocked by trees. Fantastic use of trees there, and Dazzle does none the wiser. He managed to maneuver them around at the right possible time. And again, it's not being stacked. They have no idea why it's not being stacked. It's because of this tree. And they now see this tree. No, they walk right past it. No idea that it's blocking. Probably looking to deward.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They're probably thinking that it is quite heavily warded out. They're not sure how. Nature's Prophet, of course, has been in lane. He has teleported out a couple of times. But those trees blocking any chance for stacking here. And it's going very slowly. No aggression here from either team. A little bit of a push going on from CK due to the fact that his team can't stack and pull. That's going to work out well for the Dire team. And they rotate to the middle. Easy right click down. And they're going to go for the second kill. Good rotation from Nature's Prophet. Call from TK. Came through. Right click. Here comes the stun. And they're going to pick up another kill. 2 kills for Team MOOX. Nothing for AG. But a sour, bitter taste in their mouth. That aggression with the rotation to the middle did not work out with the invisible Tidehunter. Wasn't expecting it to work out, but forgot, of course. Then gank build teleported in with Nature's Prophet. Although I wouldn't say it's gank build, he's got on for lots of levels of Nature's Call. And that's going to sting for Team AG, who are now on the back foot with a strong draft. Now on the back foot, lots of free farm for Anti-Mage. And of course, CK, I just want to say CK there, great last hitting. And we're gone into a pause. DC from Rubik. Let's look at the items while there's a pause. Boot conversion wise, we've got some early boot conversion coming out of Team AG in the form of Chaos Knight. A couple of boot pickups there. It is only 5 minutes into the game. No boot pickup whatsoever, but we do see a smoke on MX's Loxo Solo on the Rubik. So we could see some good rotation and ganks being set up shortly. But they need to they need to do something here, particularly in the sense that they've got this great farm going, and they've gone 2 kills down. So it's a kind of they've given away their lead a little bit by giving up those two deaths. This is the Team AG, of course. But now they're looking to convert that aggression into towers. And you can see the tower is taking a substantial amount of damage. Of course, no call through from the enemy, from the Dire team. No TPs in. They're happy for their tower to take a little bit of damage. But they're going to come back this tri-lane and they're going to look to take out that tower, if not a hero, shortly.
Denied.
OD now getting their level 6 ult, which is going to be proved to be very useful, though he has to be careful it doesn't get stolen by Rubik and used against him. And we do have a rotation here. We've got 2 invisible heroes that smoked up. We talked about that smoke just earlier. They're waiting for the opportunity. OD's out of position. They're going to wrap around. They're on the high ground. He doesn't know that. There's the pickup. Here comes the stun. Here comes the ice path. The DK stun. And that's another kill steal by Nature's Prophet. TP's in at the last possible moment. Picks up that kill. But that's a good setup. I don't want to say kill steal. That was an excellently timed teleportation. That's where you want your XP. Now they're 3 for none. And MOOX will be feeling very good now. They haven't lost anybody. The lane that they should have lost in the mid lane has actually gone in their way and in their favour. There's 2 deaths on the OD. And now they're looking to put damage down on their own tower. The real hope for AG's team here is in the form of this Chaos Knight now. All hope really lost for this OD. Already took 2 deaths down. He can still come back. It's still early game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But they need to get somebody, and of course, with their team makeup, they don't have enough lockdown to catch this anti-mage, who is slowly but surely building towards a Battle Fury. Nature's Prophet, of course, though, now got a hand in Midas, and we're going to see him escape in terms of XP graft and gold graft. It's going to go way, way, way in their favor, just on that one hero alone. Already having picked up 3 of those kills, or 2 of those last hits from those 3 kills, as well as the first blood. No, he's picked up all 3 apparently. Is that correct? Yeah, he picked up all 3, so he's pretty fine and dandy. Wow, what's he thinking here? He goes deep to visit the shop for some reason, and oh my god, he's gonna go down if he's not careful. One more right click. This is a disaster if it does go down, and they eat the wrong tree. Unfortunately, no stun available in any case. Wow, a bit cocky there from the Nature's Prophet. Could have thrown away all that substantial leading gold that he had. Luckily for him, no supports there to back up. They've actually rotated to top to help Timbersaw. Yeah, anti-mage getting a little bit of harassment, but he's not worried. Doesn't matter about this whirling death slowing effect. He's just going to blink out. Has no problems with just sticking around, soaking up some XP, but he really needs to get some more gold. He really needs to get their Battle Fury up. As soon as they get their Battle Fury up, this Team MOOX is going to be very difficult to deal with. The phase that they should have done poorly in that early game phase, they've actually done extremely well. And so now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, starting to see mid-phase now. Towers will go down. There's a rotation at top. Ice Bath, Nature's Prophet on. He TP's in at the right moment. He gets... Oh, Anti-Mage picking off Dazzle. They're on the retreat. They're beating the feet. I thought that was going to be another Nature's Prophet kill. But all that damage going down onto the... onto Team AG in the form of that Nature's Prophet ult. Anti-Mage's ult also coming out. And now it's 0 for 4. AG feeling the pressure now. Game is completely askew for them. They need to rope it together somewhere and look for a kill. We're into that mid-game phase now. Teams looking for team fight. Teams looking to rotate quite aggressively. Double damage, DK down in the bottom lane. No support, but there is a rotation here through from Tidehunter, who doesn't yet have Ravage. In fact, he's only level 3. And that's bad news. Bad news there for the for AG. It looks like they may get their first kill. Here comes the stun. Down comes the Ice Butt to save the heroes. They're gonna pick up a kill each. Possibly another kill here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And what was CK thinking of? Could have escaped and in fact gave himself up. Now 1 for 6 in the favor of Team MOOX. Of course, Tidehunter went down there, but they did pick up the DK as their first kill. Timber still extending his needs to be careful. He's extending himself a little bit. Overextending, I should say. Only 1 level in reactive armor. But he's got Dazzle and a rotation in from OD, so they're looking to potentially pick up somebody. But Dai have already backed out. They've taken that win. This Nature's Prophet doing all the work.
Middle tower is not what it used to be. That is for
They've taken the win and he's out they're out of lane already. But look at these levels, you know, 5 on oh no, I'm gonna say the levels aren't too bad. It's just that Tidehunter. They need to play aggressively here, AG. They need to claw back some kind of gold advantage or XP advantage, because where they were leading at one stage, they're now 1,500 behind in gold in XP, in 2,000 XP, 2,500 XP, and 1,500 gold. Not a great, massive lead here by Team MOOX, but they got the momentum. They got the psychological advantage with the 6-1 kills. And of course, the anti-mage just happy to sit there, slowly building towards this Battle Fury. Once he gets their Battle Fury, we'll see a conversion here from Team MOOX. We'll see that Battle Fury convert into not only items, but kills. Dire looking to rotate top. Or in fact, it's a 4-man squad top. That's being met by a 3-man squad who in Tepi and there from Dazzle. So 3 to 4. This is going to be an engagement. This has to be an engagement. Both teams invested in TPs without the presence of enemy heroes or a core or need for it. The ult being used. They have to push down this tower. They're going in. OD's come in. This is AG's chance. They can use all the team fight. In comes Nature's Prophet. Wasted OD ult. But he does catch Actual Imprisonment. Tactical pause. Rubik DC'd. F Rubik, where is Rubik? Oh, I sent him back to base. You can see here that opportunity for Team AG thrown away. No ults available in the form of Tide or in Dazzle. So they probably need to back up here. Their only team fight capability in the form of Outward Devour's Sanity Eclipse already wasted on absolutely thin air. Team MOOX gonna probably turn on them. This will be a great time for Team MOOX to turn. They do pick up the Nature's Prophet. He was in prison. CK goes down. In comes the Timber Sword. Shallow Grave. Buyback immediately. There's another rotation. In comes another TP. They're looking for DK. Ice Path though. And yet again, nothing from Tidehunter. He's looking for a place to escape. They pick up 3 kills, 3 to 8. A little bit of an advantage there for Team AG. In fact, if they're very smart about it, they may pick up another kill. Dazzle's ult now available. They see him, but no vision, so they're unable to stun him. No mana available anyway. They do look for the anti-mage. There's the stun. Can they finish him off? Good lockdown. They only have 2 forms of lockdown, and that's all they needed. Just anti-mage mounted. Now it's 4 to 8. AG taking the aggressive advantage to push down the tower. Great plays there by AG. Buyback coming through. DK out of position. In comes the Timber Sword. In comes all the slowing effects. And that is going to be a dead DK. In fact, even a overkill in the form of a DK ult being thrown. Oh, sorry. Where'd that tail stun come from? I'm confused. Miscast from me. Doesn't matter. They got the kill. It's now 5 for 8. This huge psychological and momentum that Team MOOX had now gone out the window. AG draft now showing what it can do when they group up for that 5-man fighting capability. Still no Ravage just yet. They do have the Chakra though, and their team fight is very strong, especially with Dazzle in the mix. So buyback from Nature's Prophet, and eventuated no kills for him. Could have easily just waited the extra 35 seconds or 25 seconds, but chose to get back into the mix as soon as possible. Doesn't matter about that $650 gold back buyback, as far as he's concerned. And there's another DC. Oh, that's the. I apologize. That's the admin. And wow, what a turn of events. Escalated quickly there for AG. Now must be feeling much better, and the graphs say they're feeling very happy right now. Managed to equate the game, even though they're only a few kills behind. They've now got this momentum. Team MOOX need to get their groove back, and now they're all jostling in this bottom lane. Indication given here from Dire that they're looking to wrap around, but there's too many Radiant there. Dire don't know this, of course. They know something's up. Someone's missing. Anti-Mage, of course, being left to free farm. Now going to complete their Battle Fury in approximately 40 gold. And the Radiant, they're playing very smart. They're backing up. They're waiting for this rotation from the Dire team to come down to push this tower. Dire also playing now defensively, not looking to overextend.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And of course, Now this is a bit of an abandoned position here by the Radiant. They need to go back to laning. They've just wasted too much time waiting for position. But as I say that, DK walks into it. Oh, he just peers just around the corner, sees that there's someone there, realizes there's a setup, beats the feet to retreat, and of course now both teams again just playing hokey pokey. Left foot in, right foot in. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet taking advantage here of the absence of anyone in mid lane, pushing down the mid. They've already got one tower. He can probably convert this into a second tower. Timbersaw coming back to save the day. It's one tower each. The game is pretty much flat dead even, but I want to watch this anti-mage who has now completed his Battle Fury. And of course, this now means he's going to start to farm and be very, very influential in their teamfights with this right click. And you think, well, why is he going to be influential with those teamfights? Well, illusions will come out shortly with Manta Ray. And illusions that burn mana, of course, very difficult to deal with, especially when they have such a fast attack speed. These teams now looking to do something, I guess. Pushing in. Dazzle's ult. Ravage comes out. Early Ravage. And there's an immediate DC. Again. Tactical DC. Imprisonment going down onto one of the heroes. I can't actually see which hero it is. That's a DK. He's under imprisonment. This is going to be a kill if I'm not mistaken. And if not, another kill. Yeah, and they go for the second. Look at him mount. Just so much damage. Coming out of OD as well as CK. Chaos Knight. Timbersaw in there with a chakra. Team fight capability out of AG. So strong. They've got their act together. And they're now driving it home. The Dire team don't have an answer for this. In fact, their answer is anti-mage and farm from Nature's Prophet. So these guys need to really start focusing on their farm, so that they can split push effectively. Because at this stage in the game, they're now going to give up its second tower.
Dire's bottom tower is taking many wounds.
Yeah, they're going to give up a second tower, uncontested. They're going to try and split push a bit, but it's not enough.
Fallen. Tend to your wounded, or put them out of their misery.
And Nature's Prophet sees them coming through the river. Hopefully, he's got a ward there, so he should see them. Yep, chooses to retreat. Nice tactical withdrawal towards the illusion ruins. Meanwhile, anti-mage now starting to build into something else. I have no idea what he's going to build into. Standard items, but with that Ravage now, AG going to be something to deal with. In fact, it looks like they're setting themselves up for a potential rush here. In comes Nature's Prophet at the last moment. There's the stun, there's the pickup. There's a slow. Wow, look at that. The damage just coming out of Nature's Prophet just in the form of that ult. But it's alright, there's a setup there for the rest of the team to follow through. There's a kill. Each team going. Nature's Prophet mounting as well as Dazzle. And AG pick up 3 kills. 4 kills. A disaster for Team MOOX. I don't know if that was an intentional bait there by Dazzle, but that worked. That was a big play. And now AG gonna take it to the MOOX's home ground and push down the middle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wow, and AG doing very well, pushing down the mid lane now. It's going to be uncontested, picking up 3 towers in a very short period of time. Going to look for a 4th. Meanwhile, they're defending their top. A lot of TPs coming in to defend this top tower quite regularly. It's now in deny range, so they will deny this tower. Meanwhile, anti-mage, no one's really seen him for the rest of the game. He's now got his treads, going into bed. He's got Battle Fury. They want him. They desperately want him. They don't know where he's gone. They just missed him. They know they need to find him. Of course, anti-mage had that kind of spider sense about him. Decided, oh, I better get out of here. Completely misses that gank attempt.
Tower is under attack.
And now he's back into farming.
Radiant's bottom tower has been laid low.
Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet split pushing the bottom. He now completed that Shadow Blade. An item we see now is a must for most Nature's Prophet players. Shadow Blade, of course, gives him that ability to escape. So it makes him even more escapey. Escape! Meanwhile, the Dire, no smoke in hand. If they had, yeah, they have smoke in hand. They could smoke it up and rotate here, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Smoke should come out right now. But they don't. They choose not to smoke. In fact, they choose just to pick off the 1 CK. But it's not enough. They don't have enough damage capability. And Rupik, in fact, is going to go down. Ravage being used on thin air. Hoping to catch somebody. Clutching a little bit. Doesn't matter. They're in the lead. So all they need is some creep waves. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet doing the damage with a split puffing. In fact, a missed last hit there by CK cost them. He gives up, I should say, a lot of gold there to the Dire team. So while now they've lost their momentum in terms of teamfight and kills, and as we say that, look at the damage at the top lane on Anti-Mage. He goes down. Timbersaw picking up another kill. We could see the Whirling Blade of Death being so powerful. But he gets trapped underneath Chakra. No, he gets denied. Denies himself at the last possible moment.
Killing spree. Axe is pleased.
And while this is turning into a bit of a bloodbath in the favor of AG, that split push, of course, giving them some gold, but all being thrown away. And a great place from Timbersaw. Who would have thought? Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do see OD pushing down a little bit.
Much like cordwood before Axe's axe, Dire's top tower is under attacks.
And this is the last match of Pool 1, so everyone else is going to be waiting for us. This Asian team up against an Australian team, according to Binary Beast. So the Chinese not doing so well in this match. Initially, now they're doing really well. All those team fight utility coming out from all their heroes. Dazzle in the mix, giving them that star power with heals. They've got a number of mana boots. Got a blink dagger there for the Ravage. Just need to time those abilities well, and they can pick off anybody. And I'm surprised they've managed to shut down this Anti-Mage enough. Enough kills on the Anti-Mage to slow him down a little bit. See the Radiant team are poised to really strike and execute their team abilities into a team fight. And the Dire team, they know this. They want to engage, but they just don't know how. They need to do it under an ice path with some kind of weird setup. So they're looking for that right opportunity. And nothing looks good for them at this stage. And Nature's Prophet go for the split push again. But that's okay. They're gonna try and trade this mid tower. They just need in creep waves, you know. Perhaps Dazzle should potentially heal a little bit earlier. Keep those creep waves up for as long as he can. Meanwhile, look at the push coming down the bottom lane. Small army indeed from Nature's Prophet, looking to push down that bottom tier 3 tower. So these guys need to act. Here comes the Ravage. In comes the Insanity's Eclipse. Ice Path a little too late. Doesn't save anyone. And they get the tier 2 tower. Will they go high ground? They're going to go high ground for the tier 3. Yeah, they've got this tier 3. All they have to do is stay in. OD, of course, having rotated bottom to stop Nature's Prophet. And I'm not sure what happened there, but another kill. Illusions. And it says he used the Reality Rift, but I don't think he actually used Reality Rift. Didn't need to. And AG now pushing down the mid-racks. There's,
Radiant's top tower has
and it seems like there's a bit of a race. AM and the two heroes with the pushing power, with the damage, looking for this top third tower. It is a base race. OD is the only one there to defend. Mid-Rax goes down.
have fallen. Do not blame Axe.
And OD buys just enough time. In come the TPs. Nature's out of the way. Anti-Mage have to force back, so that trade-off didn't work out at all for Team MOOX. Now they're Rax down. And you've got to say, at this point in the game, it's looking very bleak for Team MOOX. Making a number of tactical errors, but just underestimating that draft, that strong draft coming out of AG. You know, and I've got to say though, they played that mid lane, that mid early game sort of really well. In fact, I was really impressed in how the Dragon Knight didn't actually get ganked in the mid lane. In fact, he, with help from his Nature's Prophet, they turned those tables and managed to shut down OD. So I felt they had this. They got Anti-Mage, who's been left on free farm for some time, hasn't picked up anything substantially for a while. Looking to go straight into Butterfly, I believe. Just as long as he doesn't die, he will get that Butterfly. And so, yeah, Team MOOX reverting back to farm, reverting back to what they can win at, and that is the item race. Of course, wow, Refresher Orb now being, looks like Refresher Orb? Would you say that's a Refresher Orb? No, Sheepstick? Sheepstick is Scanty, maybe? I don't know what he's building. Teams kind of pulled back now. No one going for rush, no one looking to overextend themselves. Everyone feels that it's close. I don't think it's close at all. I think it's really in AG's favour here. They've got the team fights, they've got the positioning over their opponents.
Pull roots and run.
And they're going in for the rush now. Not a lot I can really say, but this is not. Doesn't look like it's going to be contested. And there's a significant amount of damage, not a huge amount of mounting, but Rosh does go down reasonably fast. They've got the armlet up, they've got the dazzle buff. No, just the dazzle buff is all they need.
Very much.
And that gives them staying power to take out Roshan. And now they're going to capitalize on Roshan and take it to the high ground. Maybe go for the throne, or perhaps just go to the bottom, defend. Yeah, they've got a little bit. They're gonna be a little bit careful. This Nature's Prophet is the only thing that's really giving any room for hesitation for AG. They want to push up, but as soon as they do, the split push comes in from Nature's Prophet. He's got a lot of right-click potential, and as soon as he senses danger, like here, he immediately TPs out to a safer grounds, whether that be top lane, utilizing town portals as well. They go looking for a kill. They can't find it. And so this is not going at all the way AG was hoping it would go. They've lost their momentum. Farm is starting to creep back up onto the Dire team, especially this Nature's Prophet. But it's still looking very rosy for AG. Look at the graphs. Let's take a look at the graphs. Graphs say they're over 10,000. They're officially into the mega steamroll territory for AG, as well as XP. So they have this huge lead now. Lots of padding and fat that they can rely on in terms of mistakes and errors. Although at this stage in the game, with the Nature's Prophet so farmed, they don't want to be making any. And as they push for this bottom tower, you can see in the opposing lane, Nature's Prophet bringing fury of his own. And so it comes to a race again. And I think this is where AG is going to win, because you can see there they're just playing so much damage, and their abilities are coming up, but nothing's driving them back. The glyph used, they are going to pick up another tower. No TP from Nature's. Reality Rift, Ice Path catches only an OD. Down goes Rubik to all the illusions from the Manta Blade. And a set of these clips. Ravage, down goes AM, down goes everybody. Jakiro looking for a way out, can't find it. DK the last one standing. In comes in It's a complete team wipe! A complete team wipe, and GG called by Team MOOX. The Asian sensation winning them first match up against Team MOOX. Gonna go to the second round against Legit Logic. One up, Legit Logic having lost their first round, I believe. And MOOX gonna go in against anything really. That game just underway. Very quick turn of events in this match. Late start to a very early finish. 31-minute game. Post-game analysis with me very shortly. So what do we think about that game? I've got to say, Team MOOX, they have that early game advantage with their great plays. They outplayed really Team AG in those early game phases with excellent rotation from the Nature's Prophet. But it was the selection, I think, finally, ultimately, the selection of DK for their mid lane position that kind of shut them down. He didn't get the farm that he was looking for, even though they were getting up the kills. He didn't die, but at the same time, he didn't provide enough into the late game. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage's farm just coming too slow. Bit of luck there, I think, as well as great saving of abilities to shut down that Anti-Mage. And a couple of those earlier team fights meant that the items that he has now just came a fraction too late. And that's exactly what AG were aiming for. Gotta say though, MVP definitely going to go down to Timbersaw. 5-manning it up, going up against a number of heroes, killing somebody and then denying himself. That's the best play of this particular match. And we'll see you guys for another round shortly.